Okay, so this is today's useful informational video. This is where I'm going to be talking about information about learning. I think learning is one of the most important endeavors that somebody can take in improving their lives. So I'm always interested in books, and that's why I'm doing a speed reading um, course or tutorial, or I want to teach people how to um, read quickly, because I think it's one of the most important skills that you can learn, especially if you want to be learning. So this app is on Google Play Store. You can download it. It's totally free. I don't even know if you can buy it. They have ads inside the app, but the nice thing is the ads, it's only a picture and you just click the X and it goes away. It's not like one of those 30-second, like, oh, you have to watch this video and you can't exit out of it. If you exit out of it, the whole app it's not one of those. It's just a picture, you press the X, life goes on. It's not a big deal. And actually, some of the applications they show advertisements for, I want to download them. There's one, learn how to code. There's other learning ones. It's very cool. So they're actually useful ads, which it's about not like that with other apps. Anyways, this one's speed reading, and the one it's by Speed Reading Team, right? So they really didn't get too creative with the name, but that's all right. And the first exercises that they have you do is called a Schultz test table, and they have a 5x5 box. You stare at the middle, and the numbers are in random order, and you have to select them 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 25, or a 6x4 table. And when you do pass the course, it's a 3-month course, which you take a course in the morning and you take one at night, and supposedly they each take an hour, but you can do a little faster if you're faster. And so for 3 months, that's going to be 90 days times 2, so that's like 180 classes that you'll take. And a lot of this, which I'm doing right now, is developing your peripheral perception. And that's huge in speed reading. You can get it, like I said in my other video, you can start to develop those skills just by speed reading, but this really pushes it to the limit. It gets you uncomfortable. And that's really what makes you learn and develop this new skill, is you really have to be focused in the middle and use your peripheral vision to perceive the numbers. And there's other games that they have for each course. Now, the reason I like this app over a couple other apps is the other apps, it's not a course. It's not like a course you would take in school where they grade you and they show how you're doing, they show if you're improving or if you're not improving. Speed reading, the app by Speed Reading Team, it shows you if you're improving. It gives you, it says at the end of like 10 exercises, it says, oh, you did better than last time, you did worse than last time. And it's customizable based on you. So if you're starting in a different skill set, it's going to go slower. If you're a little bit faster, it'll go faster. So it's a very, very good app. I highly recommend this app to anyone who's doing speed reading. When I start teaching my own course on how to do speed reading, this is definitely the app that I'm going to have my own students doing. So they have other ones where it has random numbers. Oh, that's actually the Schultz table, never mind. Remember the numbers, that's where it's flash a number and you have to remember it. And if you get it right, the number chain gets longer. If you get it wrong, it gets shorter. They have line of sight where you stare at the middle. On the outside, it flashes letters. And if they're not all identical, you press the arrow button. That one's very fun. They have word pairs where they have 2 words where it's very similar. Maybe they'll switch like one letter, and you have to select the ones that have the switch letter. They have even numbers. That's where they show you like long lists of numbers, and you have to pick the ones that are even. They have speed reading. That's where they have words flashing across, and then it stops, and you have to select which was the last word. And again, all of these, when you do them, if you do them correctly and right, it gets harder and faster. The last one that they have at the end of every class is you stare right in the middle of the screen at this green dot. And the green dot, it's a little timer that starts to go like this. And it doesn't move. And it stays in the middle of this huge page of text. And you just have to stare at it. That's all you have to do. You have to Don't read, don't try to look around, just stare at it, keep your eyes completely locked on this number. And as you go through the course, I assume that the timer gets longer and longer. Right now I'm at 5 minutes. And it's hard. You're seeing it, and you're seeing it go so slow, and it's only 5 minutes. And it's part of like a concentration, awareness, like opening up your eyes. You know, it's literally opening your peripheral view, and it's it's almost spiritual. It's a form of meditation, and as you're watching it, it says in the instructions, it says, you know, as you get into this state of relaxation, of focus, the dot, it'll start to come towards you, it'll start to open up, it'll start to move left, right, up, down, and it says, don't worry. You know, don't worry if you start to get those effects. And I did. About the 5th time I started to get these strange effects of the ball starting to like move around. And you know that it's not moving. But I think maybe because my hand was a little bit shaking when I'm holding it, it appears that it's not the phone that's moving, but it's the green dot that's moving. And it's very strange, but this, I guarantee after I finish this, I'm going to be way faster than I was when I started. And I'm going to get my eye exam because this eye is almost completely useless. So that's another thing. Always get your eye exam when you start to do speed reading. That's about it.